Hello and good afternoon. Hello from Poland. Hello, professors.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hi, Maciej.
Great to be joined here by you in the headquarters of the Polish Academy of Sciences. Is this one of the nicest hallways of yours, Professor?
I believe so, although we have such similar places in some other cities of Poland.
I love
and
that.
you could see that we also have our locations in other capitals of in Brussels.
I know, but I've just been talking to the rector of the University of Life Sciences here in Warsaw, and he told me that his institution has some special nice places in the Polish mountains, and so that's very exciting.
Yeah, thank you. I see that you are a good listener, so you should be a good student as well.
It is true.
Yeah, we are. What was mentioned already on Monday, we are host without the guests, but we do hope that one day we can get at least a part of our participants in Warsaw, in particular at my university.
Can you think of one other opportunity to welcome our guests who are part of IAHR here in Warsaw? When do you think this could possibly happen? I know this is very futuristic, what I'm talking about, but I'm just hopeful.
In the sense that when we are going to travel at all.
Yeah, that's important
but
too.
if you are going to travel, I need to remind that every second year we organize also International School of Hydraulics, and a lot of our friends, well, already in Poland, because it's every second year. So the nearest one will be in 2013. So
13,
you are all
okay.
welcome. I hope it will be the time to travel.
Yeah, so 2023. Wow. So that's a great possibility, and I hope that it really works out. I'm so happy to be joined by Professor Paweł Rowiński from the Polish Academy of Sciences, the Vice President, but also Vice President of the IAHR Europe division.
That's correct.
That's correct. That hasn't changed from Monday. And Professor Tomasz Okruszko, the Rector of the University of Life Sciences, Warsaw.
Deputy rector sounds better in this respect.
Okay. So I should maybe use that one. My name is Maciej Kauc, and I was really happy to be here on Monday when all of our stories regarding hydro environment were just at the very beginning. And now we're after the almost 4 days of our event. Please tell me about the feelings, about what people could see, and your personal take on that.
That's a very tough question. You can imagine that we are really afraid of organizing this Congress, which is completely different than in previous times. And
I know, so that was very challenging.
Yeah, that was challenging. It was the first time we did it like this, but I think we didn't repeat any of the frames that other conferences are doing. So by organizing these keynote lectures together with panel discussions remotely, it is something completely different.
What was really nice is that there were some rooms in which people could interact with one another, and it was very informal, but that would allow people to really get to know each other and to discuss the notions from the presentations.
Yeah, I think it's different situation, but some patterns of conference we see, like number of participants per session from this size of conference. On the general session, around 200 people. These rooms, as you mentioned, webinars, around 50 people each, varying from one subject to other. Different number of people seeing posters. So it was alive. It was some dynamics in the way how people react with the material or interact between them others.
And the choice was so big because if you just entered the meeting app, you could see how many different webinars, lectures there were. So I guess it might be hard to choose for a person. I hope that these lectures will stay for some time.
Yes, they will be accessible for a long time, and of course we have also a book of abstracts that everybody can refer to afterwards.
That's the one that's like 400 pages long?
It's 800 pages long, so it's
Okay,
400 presentations.
I've just read the first 400. Wow, that's impressive because there's so much good knowledge some great findings, and I feel like maybe people are getting familiar to the idea, or like becoming more open towards the idea of there being some deregulation of rivers, of taking care of how water is managed in the cities. This conference, this Congress is maybe another step towards that, Professor.
Yeah, I think one very coherent message which come out from the discussion, at least the ones which we held or were part of them, is this inclusive approach that accept technical solution or scientific solution, which was for hundreds of years. Then this topic of eco-hydrology, so that ecology matters and we should work with this, very much point on human interaction, that we should involve stakeholders from the very beginning, especially of the applied projects. That's a chance for us to really change the situation by involving people from very beginning.
And one way of doing that would be demonstrations, so that people can actually see the future of some hydro environment situations in their cities.
That was also a very strong message coming from different countries, that demonstration matters, that people should see what we are talking about, not only to be afraid of some more water in the neighborhood, but also to have a joy of different landscape. Also maybe not clean cutted grass, but also about some reeds in the neighborhood, maybe some mud, but then birds are coming, that we might create very nice environment, be different what we are used to.
I've heard of some cornfields that people would love, and then somebody suggested that, well, let's get back to a little bit of a more natural, deregulated situation, and sometimes people raise their eyebrows.
Yeah, that was an example from Flanders, from one of the keynotes, where this deregulation means coming back some wetlands on former arable land. Quite some constraints at the beginning, but quite success when people accept this new landscape, more wet landscape. But of course, we need the paths, bike roads, restaurants, all the things which people are used to. Yeah?
And education on the way. Yeah.
Exactly. So education is important. What's your important takeaway from the Congress, Professor?
I would say that we had a motto at the beginning, so about no borders and no limitations, no frames. And this is what we actually could learn from most of the presentations. So we cannot do things within one discipline. So it must be something which is integrated, that approach from different angles, from different disciplines. And it was also a key message of this Congress, that if you work on hydraulic structure, you need to incorporate also this eco part. So this is why we were talking about eco-hydrology, eco-hydraulics, environmental hydraulics, environmental hydrodynamics. So usually there were two parts of this notion.
I see that, I understand that, and I feel like the echo prefix of these words, we'll have more of that in the future.
I am sure.
And then we have numbers, we have satellite imaging, we have so much data around. I feel like that's another important view of this conference.
This is second strong message, that we are much more surrounded or supported by new technology. We can use it, and we are more fine with better resolution to see the processes in the rivers or in the soil, which matters. This matters because we need also better description if this eco part is not only saying, but that we can really incorporate it to our solutions.
Plus computational technology. So that's altogether, it's completely new world. And it was 10 years ago, for example.
I really agree with that. And just to give our viewers one good example, we started with the presentation of Professor Magnuszewski, and that was about the Vistula River. And one great thing is that he used some satellite images from the European satellites. And actually every second day he was able to show you the different situations when it comes to ice and how it moved around the river. And then, professors, that's just an example of how much actual and very up-to-date data can be given to scientists, and how they can just really use it in the best possible way.
The point is that we should use it on one side for research, and it's going on. Second, for monitoring on a regular basis, so that we have a longer time of observation, and that is expensive. That needs some support also outside the research to implement this new technology on wider scale for longer time as a monitoring system.
But there are also a lot of gaps. So we still don't know how to measure some of the processes. So there's plenty of work for us.
I agree with that. And there's probably also much of work for the algorithms, because you just mentioned computational opportunities. And I feel like artificial intelligence will probably also change the games of the rules of the game in hydro environment.
And definitely a number of sessions here were about artificial intelligence, neural networks, and a lot of new algorithms that can be used in hydroscience in general. So that's the key message as well.
Yeah, and speaking of data, the numbers relating to the conference are also very promising. We've had around 450 participants, but you will hear more numbers from your presentations, and so I'm really looking forward to that. And that will be towards the end of this meeting, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm really excited for that, but right now I just like to let our viewers know that this session, the closing ceremony, is with the honorary participation of Corrado Gisoni, IAHR Division Chair for Europe, and Mr. Tom Su, IAHR Executive Director. And we have some awards to distribute. The first one is IAHR Europe Regional Industry Innovation Award. And I think Professor Rowiński will tell us more about that. And so, Professor Okruszko, thank you very much. And Professor Okruszko will be back with some more announcements when it comes to award winners. But Professor, I wonder about the first category. Tell me more.
Yes, that's the Industry Innovation Award, which is conferred by IAHR during usually one or more of the IAHR regional congresses, because we have these congresses in Europe, in Asia, in Africa, in South America. It is on a recent local innovation in design of lasting and international importance. So this is the key message, and it has the purpose of giving international professional recognition to the work of local hydro environment engineers. So that's the main message of the IAHR community. Mm-hmm. So now I'm head of vice president of European division of IAHR.
Nice. So this is really the award to talk about, because it seems like it's the important one, because it really can change the whole ecosystem in a way.
Yes, this is that we are looking for innovative solutions on the scale of Europe. So that's what we are going to have.
Speaking of which, we have the video to show you who the winner is of this category, right? So this is the time for the video.
Yeah, it's before I will tell a bit about this, and
okay,
then we'll see the video, because we need to know who is the winner, actually. So the award will go to, and 4 Vistula boulevards, which is, in general terms, it is Natura 2000 and boulevards of the Vistula River in Warsaw as an example of compromises. And this is what I would like to say, a few words about those compromises. So, revitalization of the Warsaw boulevards as an example of growing interest in bringing back the city to the river, and this is for our foreign guests, that in the previous time Warsaw was quite far from the river, although this river went through the city, and we couldn't enjoy it very much. So
So there's really been a major change, a major shift.
Yeah, it was a real change. And we have a number of things to be solved. One is improving Vistula River water quality, and also developing a new trend of spending by our citizens their free time in the city. So the boulevards is the place to entertain, to enjoy life. But so we have a modern design of waterfront in combination of nature protection on the other side of the river. And this is probably one and a unique solution all over Europe. So on one side we have this corset of Warsaw boulevards, and on the other hand side we have nature.
That's
and
perfect.
This is very beautiful.
It's like the happy medium. It's like the best of the two worlds, because on the city center side of the river, you have the boulevard, you've got pedestrians, you've got people who just enjoy their lives, and you obviously also have the bikers. And there's a big choice of what you can do. There are concerts. Obviously, nowadays it's a little bit different with COVID, but then you have the other bank of the river, where I think it was on Sunday when we were talking here. I think you or Professor Okruszko told me that story of some visitors coming to Poland, and they were so surprised that there would be trees just on the other side of the river at the bank, and it was so surprising because they thought that they have been planted by somebody and they were natural.
Yeah, so that's a very unique solution. But please remember that at the same time, on top of this entertainment part, you need to solve a number of real problems of the river within the city, like flood protection. It is a flood-prone area. You have also the problem of erosion, which has to be solved. So it was a huge work of engineers, and this combination of nature together with this new construction is something that I believe is on a scale of Europe something very unique.
I'm so glad that Bulwary Wiślane, that's Vistula Boulevard, is the winner of this award, and so we're able to show you what it looks like these days.
Leave everything behind and come to the Vistula River. The greatest Polish river runs through the center of Warsaw and constitutes the south-north axis of the city and a ventilation corridor. Over the last years, the Vistula banks have become so popular that this area was informally named the New District of Warsaw. The left bank in Warsaw attracts visitors with its big city feel, while the right bank enraptures them by its diversified natural environment located in the heart of the metropolis, which is unique on a European scale. The right bank of the Vistula River is made of kilometers of natural reserves, including the Natura 2000 protected site, unique riparian forests and meadows, islands, wetlands serving as off-city sponge, as well as sandy beaches. It is home to valuable plant species and wild animals, beavers, foxes, otters, and even raw deer and wild boars. It is also a natural habitat for over 20 species of birds under protection. The Vistula Boulevards are located on the left bank. They are the pride of Warsaw and a favorite meeting place of Warsaw residents and the guests visiting the city. Between 2008 and 2018, Warsaw completed a multi-stage renovation of over 2 kilometers of the riverbank central section. The goal was ambitious: to get the residents closer to the river while respecting its natural assets. The Vistula Boulevards with their greenery harmonize with the wildlife nature of the right bank. There are over 200 trees, 37,000 shrubs and 15,000 decorative perennials growing here. The vibrant Vistula Boulevards are a popular spot on the map of Warsaw. Everyone will be able to find something they enjoy here: a relaxation zone, sport, leisure and cultural facilities, as well as numerous bars and restaurants. Strollers will enjoy the promenade and the viewing point overlooking the Old Town. Those who become tired can relax on comfortable street furniture, benches and hammocks. People who spend their time actively will enjoy a cycling path, a skate park, an open-air gym and a water playground. The ambitious ones will be interested in participating in artistic and educational events. Don't forget that the Vistula boulevards also include a quay where numerous boats and floating docks can moor. Leave everything behind and come to the Vistula River.
Yes, and I'm so glad to tell you that Justyna Glusman, the director and coordinator for Zrównoważony Rozwój I Zieleń, and so that in Polish would be, help me, Professor, sustainable development and the greenery. Is that good? Okay, so Ms. Director, you're welcome. Dr. Justyna Glusman is receiving the award from Professor Rowiński. Professor wishes all the best. Thank you very much. And you might want to take a great picture together. Okay, so please make sure to be facing our photographers. All right. Yeah, I think so. A little bit of distance is recommended. And so, Dr. Glusman, it'd be great if you give a speech to us. Thank you very much. And thank you, Professor.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Mayor Trzaskowski, I would like to thank you very much for this award. Vistulian Boulevards certainly deserve it. It's one of the key locations and key destinations of our city. They allow to bring Vistula River closer to the city and Warsaw citizens closer to the river. So today, the tourists and citizens of Warsaw alike visit boulevards as often as the other historical sites, such as the Old Town, Royal Castle, Royal Road, or the modern tourist attractions such as Copernicus Science Center. But this has not always been the case. For many years, despite a central location, boulevards were neglected and a forgotten space. However, a few years ago, Warsaw authorities have come to the conclusion that this place has a great potential and embarked on the major reconstruction works that ended up with the marvelous results that we can appreciate today. So today, Vistulan boulevards have two quite distinct parts. On the left bank, we can enjoy attractive public space with sport facilities for hiking, for cycling, for instance, space for cultural events, cafes and restaurants, where Warsaw people can enjoy their free time, Warsaw citizens and tourists alike. This place even got this distinct name, Vistula District, although informal. It's an additional district of Warsaw. On the other hand, the other bank of the river, it's a great nature. It's a riverine forest with natural lakes, with sandy beaches and little islands, home to more than 20 protected bird species. So the place, this part of the river is often referred to as Warsaw Langs, while the left bank of the river as the true city heart. So this diversity makes boulevards really unique in the European scale. And today it is a space that is an open, democratic, sustainable, and which is managed with a huge care and respect for nature. So I'm very happy that this award will make our treasure even more famous around the world. So welcome to Warsaw. I invite you to visit in real after the pandemic time, our city and Vistulian boulevards. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Glusman. It was a great speech. I wonder about your biggest ambition when it comes to the river. What is something that the city of Warsaw would like to achieve there? So what would be some of the next steps to take?
We would definitely like to finish some of the works that have not been done until now. It require a lot of investment. And
Can you give an example of those?
one of the parts of the boulevards that is on the left side. Nevertheless, our main goal is to protect the right bank. We see, and as you mentioned before, others see it as well as a truly unique space.
You mean like the biodiversity?
The biodiversity, and that requires effort also to keep it as such. Obviously, is a central place in terms of location, so different ideas appearing from time to time, but we keep in hand and we keep an eye on that place so it stays. So, this balance between civilization and nature is being still kept.
I love that. Thank you very much, Ms. Director.
Thank you.
And I cannot reveal too much, but I know that this is a very happy day for the city of Warsaw and that there might be some more recognitions coming up. And so that is great. Let us hear more about the different awards that are to be distributed today, because this really is this cherry on the cake when it comes to our 6th IAHR Europe Congress. And I'd like to tell you about the IAHR Europe Regional Hydro Environment Heritage Award, and that is with Professor Tomasz Okruszko. Great to have you back.
Again.
Professor, so I wonder who would receive and what that Hydro Environment Heritage Award is.
Yeah, so I am very happy to announce that European Regional IAHR Hydro Environmental Prize goes to Augustowski Channel. Nice. For its outstanding hydroengineering structure, which might be admired on the European scale. I think for the Polish visitors or Polish citizens, Augustowski channels means a lot. For our international guests, I would say that it's a waterway crossing the main European watersheds from Vistula to Neumann River, 100 kilometers long. And this construction was done from 1824 to 1838 by Polish Army Corps of Engineers.
So that's almost 15 years of construction.
Yes, but I would say not bad as for those times. For those times, and even comparing to the currently done infrastructure works in water management. And the Augustowski Channel is a material testimony of the high technical culture of Polish engineers in the 19th century, and the project was developed taking into account the latest knowledge of that time.
One fun fact that I found is that the project was written in French, because back in the day French would be like the most useful language.
Language for the engineers, especially for the engineers of Army Corps of Engineers at those times. General Prądzyński had part of his education there. It is also important to say that Augustowski Channel had the fate of Polish territory, especially between the wars and to 45, the new division of the country after 45 made the channel, in fact, unuseful in the terms of the connectivity, because it was crossing the border between Poland and Soviet Union. And the new life was brought, like many things in our region, after 1990. There was a quite important meeting for Podlasie, for the northeast part of Poland, where we are with the Augustowski Channel, because in March 1992, the representatives of the governments and local authorities of Poland, Lithuania, Estonia, Belarus, and Ukraine signed so-called Vigry Declaration on cooperation and intensification of efforts to protect the natural resources of this European region. The declaration obliged the parties to rebuild the Augustowski Channel so that it could serve as an international waterway for tourism in the future. And that brought a new life to the system, and from 2005, that was the rebuilding of the channel, or I would say renovation of the channel on Polish side, and
on the Belarusian side as well?
Completely rebuilt.
Right.
So because the locks were destroyed, so they are built in the style as it used to be.
And it's also under governmental control, like it is here. And
it's under governmental control, but if the border are crossable, then we can buy a kayak or buy a boat. You can travel 100 kilometers on one of the nicest Maybe I am too patriotic to Podlasie, one of the nicest regions of Poland, where you can enjoy the culture, the nature, and the technical solution. I welcome to Warsaw, but
I love the idea.
Podlasie is the place to go.
And so tell me more. You can just go there and rent a kayak there?
Yeah, or take the boat, the small passengers boat.
I know that the canal is between 2.5 up to 3.5 meters deep.
Yeah, so it is for the small vessels. Yeah,
Right.
we will know maybe more some details from the movie, but it's like those channels of 19th century, small vessels, hand operate locks, still hand operate locks today. They are in the perfect shape, and people can manually open professionals there open the locks and use this technology of 19th century like yesterday.
So when are you booking your next trip there, Professor?
Yeah, the first day they say COVID is, forget the COVID.
Yeah.
But,
I hope that's very soon.
But I think it's also very important, if we are talking about this prize, that the current status and operation of the Augustowski Channel is work of many people and institutions. So it's under umbrella, of course, of Podlasie Voivodeship or Region Marshal Office, but also community of Augustów takes its shares. The Regional Water Board of Białystok is important player. A number of NGOs who are active there. So this channel also joins different people from officials to NGOs. So that's also, I think, the value in this respect.
It's like a meeting platform for them.
Meeting platform, and that's why we ask the Marshal of Podlasie region to accept this award, also with the chair of Augustów County, as a symbol of people who takes care.
Do you think they will?
We'll see, but maybe we can see also the movie, how it
Right.
looks like.
So that is the perfect moment to show you the masterpiece of engineering in 19th century. Very exciting.
The Augustów Canal, a unique hydraulic engineering treasure. The Augustów Canal is a waterway crossing the main European watershed between the Vistula and Neman River basins. In the system of European inland waterways, it connects the Vistula with the Neman, next the Neman River with the Baltic ports in the Curonian Spit, and with the Dnieper River basin through the Ogiński Canal, and the Dnieper through the Bierzynski Canal with the Daugava River. The construction of the Augustów Canal, designed by Ignacy Prądzyński, began in 1824 and was completed in 1838. At that time, it was the biggest project of the Kingdom of Poland, and at the same time, a pioneering water engineering project in Europe. The Augustów Canal was possible thanks to the symbiotic use of the existing natural landscape conditions, with numerous watercourses and lakes. The area of the Augustów primeval forest became a kind of large landscape park and was not subject to excessive human pressure. Its total length is 101.2 kilometers, including 80 kilometers in the territory of Poland. Its 3.4-kilometer-long section forms part of the borderline between the Republic of Poland and the Republic of Belarus. Its route runs through a post-glacial gully-depressed landform, forming a range of the Augustowskie Lakes, and a river network connected by artificial trenches with weirs and locks located on them. The system is complemented by the so-called burlak, barge haulage roads, situated on the canal banks. A system of roadways with bridges and buildings for the canal personnel, functionally connected with the canal. The height difference, or fall from the top of the canal to the Neman River, is 39.5 meters and includes 11 locks, while to the Biebrza River the difference is 15.4 meters and includes 7 locks. The nearby Sino, Serwy and Wigry lakes are the reserve feeding the water system of the canal. Today, almost 200 years after its construction, the Augustów Canal is still an exceptionally picturesque waterway, enjoying great popularity among Polish and foreign tourists due to its meticulously preserved technical, architectural, cultural and natural values.
I'm very pleased to announce that the winners are, and the representatives of those are Mr. Mirosław Karolczuk, the mayor of Augustów, and Ms. Magdalena Łyżnicka-Sanczenko, the director of the cooperation department, the cooperation with foreign lands. Great to have you. These are both the diploma, the statuette. You're very grateful. Thank you very much. We would love to take a picture together. That would be great. Closer to each other, yet not too close. Okay? I think we got it. Thank you very much. And it'd be great if you could start with your speech. Thank you. Ms. Magdalena Łyżnicka-Sanczenko, and we help with the statuette. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, firstly, I would like to apologize on behalf of Mr. Artur Kosicki, Marshal of the Podlaskie region, who is unable to be here personally due to his previous engagements and asked me to read this letter. Dear members of the scientific community, on behalf of all the inhabitants of the Podlaskie region, I'm very pleased to receive this award for the Augustów Canal. Without a doubt, it is a masterpiece of waterway engineering. Hydrotechnical facilities such as the locks and weirs between Augustów and the Niemen River have preserved their historical character. They are an amazing treat for specialists looking for classic technological solutions, which, while still in their original state, continue to function like new nearly 2 centuries later. The canal is also a well-known international tourist attraction connecting the 3 countries, Poland, Belarus, and Lithuania. It is one of the greatest attractions of the borderland and is very popular among domestic as well as foreign tourists. The unusual relationship between the Augustów Canal and the Augustów primeval forest may surprise naturalists and ecologists, who will find here a natural system between 2 ecosystems living in a natural symbiosis. However, for us, the inhabitants of the Podlaskie region, the Augustów Canal is a part of our common identity and culture. Probably each of us has traveled on it at least once by ship and from its deck admired the mechanism of working locks and the wide beauty of the Augustów Lake district. We are proud of the Augustów Canal. We take care of it so it may serve future generations. Every single marks of appreciation, such as the title of a monument, nature monument, or today's award, we meet with gratitude. Therefore, once again, I would like to thank the honorable body for this award, and I hope that it will contribute to the implementation of our next goal, entering the Augustów Canal on the UNESCO World Heritage List. Faithfully yours, Artur Kosicki, Marshal of the Podlaskie region. Thank you very much. We are very grateful for this award. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rector.
Thank you.
Wonderful to have you. And the mayor of Augustów, Mr. Mirosław Karolczuk, you're very welcome at the podium. And I will be translating.
Yes. Szanowni Państwo, jestem zaszczycony, że mogę dziś przed szacownym gronem odebrać nagrodę dla kanału augustowskiego.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored that the Augustów Canal has been awarded the prize by such a respectable group.
Ponad 100-kilometrowa droga wodna to wielki i ważny zabytek, ale dla naszej społeczności jest ona przede wszystkim dziedzictwem, wokół którego budujemy naszą tożsamość.
This inland waterway that is more than 100 kilometers long is very dear to us. It is a wonderful and important piece of heritage and an important part of our identity.
Myśl hydrotechniczna oraz ogromna ilość pracy inżynierów włożona w proces projektowania i realizację kanału augustowskiego sprawiły, że jest on unikatowym w skali europejskiej dziełem budownictwa wodnego.
The tremendous work of the engineering corps on the Augustów Canal, together with some advanced concepts of hydraulic engineering, have made it one of the most impressive engineering feats in Europe.
Jestem dumny, że po niemal 200 latach od rozpoczęcia budowy nasze dziedzictwo jest doceniane i nagradzane przez naukowców z całego świata.
I'm proud to see our heritage appreciated and acknowledged by the scientists around the world, and that is almost 200 years after the construction began.
Serdecznie dziękuję za to wyróżnienie i zapraszam do tego, by na żywo obejrzeć nasz kanał augustowski.
Once again, I'd like to thank you for this honor, and I'd like to invite you to Augustów so that you can see this marvelous design, this technological marvel live. Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Zapraszam do Augustowa i do obejrzenia kanału augustowskiego. Thank you.
You're welcome to come and see. Thank you very much. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your participation in the whole Congress. We're really delighted. And special thanks to all the awards takers, the winners. Great job. And we're proud to see your water environment, your hydro environment technologies, and we hope for more. This is this special moment to tell you about another award, which is IAHR Jirka Award. He was a professor at the Karlsruhe Institute of Technology. I'm together with Professor Rowiński, who I believe had the honor of knowing Mr. Jirka.
Oh yeah, that's true. He was an exceptional person, human being, and marvelous scientist. So
Probably very hard working, I imagine.
Oh yeah. He was associated with so many research centers all over the world, with MIT, with Cornell University. Then he went to Karlsruhe, as you mentioned. So he was extremely active and one of most famous researchers in our field.
We're so happy to be able to honor him once again, and I wonder about the prize itself and the winners.
Oh yeah. So I need to admit that this award was introduced during previous Congress of IAHR Europe, which took place in Trento in 2018. So it was the first time that this award was created. And it is being designed for best presentation given by a young professional during the IAHR Europe Division Congress, and it values the quality, originality, and relevance of the presentation. So this is the reason why this award is given.
Nice. And I so much admire the fact that it's for young scientists. So we're hoping to find the next generation of people as hardworking as Professor Jirka was. And let's see who they are. So from the third place, Professor?
Yeah, but before we do it, the third place is already announced, but I will come back to it. We need to mention the committee who worked to evaluate so many works, and these are Eva Fenrich, Alan Cuthbertson, Claudia Adius, Kamal El-Kadi Abderrazak, and Francisco Taveira Pinto. Some of the people are strongly associated with the leadership team of European Division of IAHR, and they selected the prizes.
Great to know about the jury. And the third winner, Professor?
Yeah, the third winner is Felix Beckers for variability in the erosion stability of sediment deposits in a reservoir located off the Rhone River, subject to frequent sediment sluicing. And maybe it's important to note that the third prize is €200.
Nice, nice. I have to say that the title of this work seems really complicated, and it seems like somebody is really into the topic.
I'm sure he was. I'm sure that's.
And I wonder what the jury would have to say.
Yeah.
And so, congratulations to Mr. Felix Beckers. Well done. And that it was the third prize, and we wonder about the second place, and that would be?
Yeah, the second prize and the second winner is Melissa Latella for an integrated methodology for the riparian vegetation modeling, which you can see on the screen. And congratulations, so Melissa.
Okay, and that is a prize of...
It is a price of €300.
Nice, so it's growing.
And then, yes, it's growing, but it's the most important just to get the prize and to have the name of Gerhard Hirka on the diploma, which is really prestigious. And it is very much within the area of the main message of the Congress. So you can again see nature-based solutions here.
Yeah, and then we've got the very winner, and that's Sebastian Schwind.
Yeah, he's the winner of this award on modeling and design automation of nature-based river engineering. And the name of the award is Sebastian Schwind, and the price is €500.
Great. Does that sound to you, Professor, like a title of a master thesis that you could defend for somebody?
Of course, that's definitely the case, not only for master thesis, but for real research.
For a PhD maybe level?
For a PhD level or even further. So there are very complex problems, and please remember, it's just quality, originality, and relevance of the presentation. So there are 3 areas that were awarded.
Thank you very much, Professor. We've been able to present the awards. Thank you for helping in that. And this is a moment when we will be connecting to another part of the world. But first, I'm going to tell you why that happens. And so we have MDPI, that's Water Best Oral Presentation Award. These are 2 awards for Best Oral Presentation Announcement. Each awardee will be presented shortly. But first, I wanted to tell you about this international factor because Professor Michael Nones is with us. He's been very involved in the whole conference. I know, Professor, that you've been here working behind the scenes of the conference, right?
Yeah, well, I have been in organizing conference, and I had the opportunity to, invite people to form the committee for both awards, for the JIRCA Awards and also for these Water Awards, and I try to manage them. And
I know that. And so we will have 2 awards for Best Oral Presentation, and that's MDPI and Water.
Well, it's a journal edited by MDPI. It's the journal called Water. Yeah, and before starting with the presentation, I would like to thank all the people involved. The committee was led by Steve Wallis, and also Nils Ruther, Juha Jarberg, Donatella Termini, and Russell Manson participated in evaluating this presentation. Wonderful.
So special thanks to the members of your team. And then we've got one of the best presentations.
Yep. As for the JIRCA Award, also in this case, we awarded the quality, the originality, and the opportunity on how they present the research in the pre-recorded presentation. And one of the winners is Cosimo Peruzzi with his work on interaction between gravity waves and turbulent currents over a smooth bed.
And so that's one of those, and another one is...
It's Davide Vettori, and his work is about evaluating the performance of reconfiguration descriptor for submerged plants.
Is he a representative of your native country?
Yeah, I think both of them.
Okay, because the way you read Davide Vettori, I feel like I could never do that. Very, very nice. And so these are for the best oral presentation, and then we have poster presentation.
Yeah, we also award one best poster. And in this case, the winner is Lindsay Veronica Herrera Gomez. And
so that's Spanish?
I think yes.
It might be.
Yeah. And her work is about supercritical flow in curved tunnels.
Okay, wonderful. So big congratulations to Lindsay Veronica. And another person awarded is... Okay, these are all of them.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Professor. I just wanted to say that Professor Michael Nones is the assistant professor from Hydrology and Hydrodynamics Department Institute of Geophysics at the Polish Academy of Sciences. So you know this building very well.
Yeah.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. These have been the Best Oral Presentation Award and the Best Poster Presentation Award. Thank you, Professor Nons. And right now we're entering the Young Scientist competition with the Associate Professor from Polish Academy of Sciences. Actually, that is, again, the Institute of Geophysics. She's the Deputy Head of Hydrology and Hydrodynamics, Department Head of International School of Hydraulics. Professor Monika Kalinowska will tell you about the Young Scientists competition.
Good afternoon. I have a pleasure to announce the results of the series competitions that we organized before the Congress. The first one, the results of the competition for conference grants devoted to young scientists from abroad, means from outside Poland, run by the Institute of Geophysics Polish Academy of Sciences under the program PROM, International Scholarship Exchange of Doctoral Students and Academic Staff, and financed by the Polish National Agency for Academic Exchange. As a result, 25 scholarships covering participation costs in the Congress have been financed. The list of scholars is available on our webpage. And of course, all of you will receive the certificate. I would like to congratulate all of you. It's a pity that you have no chance to fully use the scholarships to cover also your travel and cost living in Poland. And you have no chance to explore Poland and Warsaw personally. But I hope you will have a second chance. And taking the opportunity already today, I would like to welcome you to Poland in 2023 during the International School of Hydraulics. International School of Hydraulics is a conference that we run in Poland every 2 years. This year, as many other conferences, the school was cancelled, but I hope in 2023 it will be run in the normal, usual way. So you are very, very welcome. The second competition, the result of which I'm pleased to announce, is the Young Scientist competition for the best abstracts, run by the Polish Academy of Sciences and devoted this time to the Polish participants. And the best abstract have been prepared by Paweł Jarusiewicz from European Regional Center for Ecohydrology of the Polish Academy of Sciences, by Klaudia Krynicka from University of Warsaw, by Maciej Liro from Polish Academy of Sciences, by Paweł Mikuś from Institute of Nature Conservation Polish Academy of Sciences, by Adam Moshin Mustafa from Gdańsk University of Technology, by Anna Sosnowska from Warsaw University of Technology, by Monika Szymańska from Kazimierz Wielki University, by Kinga Ślusarczyk from University of Silesia, and by Anna Varani from Institute of Geophysics Polish Academy of Sciences. The authors of the best abstract have been awarded by free registration fee for the Congress, and they will receive the certificate and small gifts by mail post. Congratulations to all of you. And the last competition, run by the Institute of Geophysics Polish Academy of Sciences, under the umbrella of BRITEC, a citizen science project devoted to the Polish primary and secondary schools. The school were awarded for the best photo monitoring of river and riparian vegetation. And I have the honor to announce the winner. The winner is primary school from Warszawice, and two other schools awarded, Fryderyk Chopin School of Economics and Services in Żychlin and primary school from Celiny. And certificates and awards have been already sent by mail post. Congratulations to all pupils and teachers. And that's all of what I have on my list. Thank you once again for your contribution. Thank you. Many thanks to the program committee, to all reviewers and all session conveners that you make this Congress on the highest possible level. Thank you very much. I hope to see you, some of you, in 2023 in Poland during the School of Hydraulics. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Professor Kalinowska, and special congratulations to all the winners. We hope to have more of these great messages coming up. Actually, speaking of some good pieces of information, I'd like to tell you about the future, what's going to happen in the IAHR Europe Congress, because obviously we're waiting for the 7th edition, and we hope that there's something about the number, 7, about the digit, that makes it very hopeful and that the future looks bright. But we first want to see where the future might take us. And actually, the reply to this question is in the video that you're about to see.
Dear colleagues and friends, first of all, I would like to thank IAHR, especially the Europe Division Committee, for choosing Athens as the host destination for the 7th Europe Congress. I hope that by September 2022, we will have returned back to our normal travel and social habits. Therefore, we will be able to welcome you to our city by shaking hands, and you will have the opportunity to participate in an interesting scientific conference, but also to enjoy the beauty of Athens. Our Congress is the third of the IAHR series of congresses in Europe that started this year in Warsaw, continues next year to Granada and Athens, to end in 2023 in Vienna. I'm going to organize my presentation as follows. Part 1, Athens. Part 2, title, themes and other activities of the Congress. Part 3, organization and committees. Part 4, venues of the Congress. Part 5, practical information. 1. Why Athens? There are actually 3 + 1 reasons. Reason 1, the historic role of Greece in waterworks. For example, you may see in this slide the tunnel of Palinos on the island of Samos and the ancient aqueduct of Knossos in the island of Crete. Number 2 reason, geophysical profile of the country. Greece is surrounded by Mediterranean waters. There are several beautiful lakes, rivers and wetlands in the country, but we have problems, such as droughts, floods, coastal erosion, and pollution of surface and coastal waters. Reason number 3, local business and research interest. Reason number 4, bonus reason, the legacy that was created by our Environmental Hydraulic Symposium, organized in Athens in the very same venue back in 2010, which some of you may have attended and remember. The conference will take place on the 7th, 8th and 9th of December 2022. Usually in September the weather in Athens is nice and warm. Thus, it is ideal not only for conferences but also for early morning walks or late evening strolls in the city. The title of our conference is Innovative Water Management in a Changing Climate. Some indicative themes of our conference are the following: ancient waterworks and technologies, coastal engineering, eco-hydraulics and hydroenvironment, experimental methods in hydraulic research, groundwater engineering, hydroclimatic extremes, prediction and adaptation, mathematical modeling in hydroenvironment engineering, reservoir and lake engineering, river engineering, water energy food nexus, water resources scarcity, sustainability and security. Also, we plan to organize parallel activities such as master classes, short courses, young professionals networks activities, sessions and events sponsored by other organizations such as EGU and IAHS, and practically we follow the ideas of the 5th IAHR Europe Congress in Trento. Part 3 of my presentation, organization and committees. In this slide, you may see the conference and the program co-chairs. Professor Vasilis Tsichritsis, Professor Panagiotis Sprinos, Professor Athanasios Dimas, and myself. There are 3 committees in our Congress: the IAHR Europe Division Committee, the local organizing committee, and the program committee. The IAHR Europe Division Committee, the local organizing committee, and the program committee. The local organizing committee and the program committee are provisional. Part 4 of my presentation, Venice. We have chosen the 5-star Divani Caravan Hotel, which was also the venue of the IAHR Symposium in 2010. It is a luxurious and at the same time cozy hotel with great conference and leisure facilities. It has an excellent location. You may nicely and easily walk to the city center in approximately 20 minutes. There is a great choice of cafes, restaurants, museums, galleries, shops, and a park in the surrounding area. We also plan to take advantage of some excellent choices in unique venues nearby the hotel for hosting the Congress reception or dinner, such as the Ethnikos Stadium, right next to the ancient temple of Olympius Zeus with magnificent views to the flood-lit Acropolis, or the imposing Acropolis Museum itself. And finally, part 5. This part was actually imposed by Erasmus, one of the leading professional Congress organizers in Greece. Erasmus is organizing our Congress. Also, currently we are constructing our official website for our conference that will provide all necessary details to help you organize your participation. Practical information number 1, flights. There are direct flights to Athens from over 100 cities globally. Practical information 2, local transportation that is efficient, safe, and cheap. Practical information number 3, staying, very important. There are rates for all budgets in Athens. And also, there are beautiful and interesting sites beyond Athens. After all, we all hope that 2022 will be a year to celebrate, return to unrestricted travel after the challenging time that we are all going through. I would like to finish my presentation with a preview of what we will experience in Athens in a less than 30 seconds video. I hope to see you here next year, and together we can mark a historic IAHR conference in a historic city. As soon as the website for the Athens Congress is on air, stay tuned, get involved, and join us in Athens in September 22. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor. We're really excited to be going to Greece. It seems like the perfect place to be. And we're joined by Professor Anastasios Stamou from the National Technical University of Athens. He's a professor in computational methods in environmental fluid mechanics and in the design of environmental hydraulics works. He's also worked in Munich in his previous years. Hello, Professor.
Good afternoon.
It's great to have you. We are really excited that next Congress will be organized in Athens. I wonder how positive you can be about the stadiums. I mean, how possible is it that the weather will be so good that there will be no rain and that even though there's no roof, everybody will be safe there?
We hope so. And let me just say just a few things. That first of all, that you missed the video.
Okay.
That was less than half a minute video. I don't know whether you can play it. And they're just the end of the presentation.
So there was a part of video that we didn't show. We can actually do that for you and for us, obviously.
Yes, please do that.
Okay, Professor. So let's do this. All right, Professor, I'm going to
Okay.
be honest. Now I'm convinced. I'm going to start my extensive work in hydro environment. I need to start right now. So, professors, what's your take on Greece? Do you think it will be great to meet there?
Yes, I'm jealous because we'll be able to meet in person. I'm
Yeah,
sure
hopefully.
that it will be completely different time, and Tassos, I hope we'll meet there and physically.
Yeah, so Professor Stamo, let's come back to that question of open air event. And so you say that the weather usually is really great, and so you might expect a big number of people there.
Hopefully, yes. And we expect that the weather will be nice, as usually. But in any case, let me just say something first of all, I would like to congratulate Pavel. Excellent organization, excellent conference. Indeed, I mean, the organization that you have managed to do was fantastic. Congratulations again. And hopefully, we are waiting for all of you to join us in Athens. And as I mentioned in my video, let's wait till we shake hands properly.
It will be great.
Yeah, but you know, we are not able to shake hands, but I need to show you something because there is a book of
Okay.
that you might remember.
Hydrolitions in Europe?
Hydrolitions in Europe of our colleague Professor Hager, Willy Hager, and this is something that will be handed over to you, and it is signed by all previous heads of the conference. So all previous IAHR European Division Congress, there are signatures of them.
Let's show it to the camera.
Pavel, let me say that I'm honored. I know quite well Vili. He's one of the few engineers that combine the research with really practical engineering. Thank you very much. That's fantastic. President, and I will be waiting for this.
Wow, so I'm excited too. Professor Okrushko, have you ever been to Greece?
I've managed been twice, never for holidays, always for professional meetings. So looking forward for the next travel to Greece.
And it seems, Professor Samo, that your Congress will be a little bit of both worlds. There's this new term of leisure, and so that's business combined with leisure. So there's going to be a little bit of science and a little bit of nice evenings, hopefully.
More science, less leisure, but in any case, leisure will be there. And it is one of the things that we want to attract you, but mainly conference. Okay. But of course, leisure.
What a pity, Tassos.
Okay, 50-50. Pavel, if you wish.
Now we've got a deal. So,
Okay,
Professor,
good.
when do you think the starting date will be for people who want to enroll to your conference?
I would say within 1 month, we will be ready with our website.
Nice.
And
Okay.
what we like very much to do is combine this with the conference in Granada. And this is what we want to do. I mean, just that there will be a very nice continuation, starting from Warsaw, then Granada, Athens, and finally end to Vienna. And this is what we dream, actually.
What would you like to do special about your Congress? Is there something that would happen there that hasn't happened before?
What we are thinking, but you know, we have a lot of time to think about some surprises, which we are going to have for you. But we are thinking of having, let's say, a special exhibition concerning ancient waterworks in Greece. And there are many of them. And this is one of the things we have been imagining. And but we need some time also to have some, let's say, surprises for you, for the people that are coming to join our conference.
I think that's a great idea. Professor Okrushko might be interested in seeing that ancient hydraulics.
Yeah, looking forward. Thank you very much for the invitation. Yeah.
Thank you, Professor. We're so much hoping to see you in Athens in person, just like Professor Rowiński has been saying. And so have a great rest of the day, and we hope to see you very soon.
Thank you very much. Also, I wish you a very nice day and the rest of the time till you come to Athens.
And the book will be
Thank you very
shipped
much.
to you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, and we wish you a success with organization.
Thank
Bye,
you, Pavel.
Tassos.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Wonderful. And this is this perfect time to be talking to somebody from the Università della Campania, Luigi Vanvitelli. That's Professor Corrado Gisoni. Great to have you. Hello. Hello, Professor. And so I remember last time we talked, it was Monday, and now it's Thursday. And tell me what changed.
Yes, it was really an enjoyable time, even if with the new wave to organize this kind of scientific meeting. But I really enjoyed it.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Is there something that you would like to tell us about when it comes to this Congress?
Excuse me?
We are just looking for your presentation.
Yeah. No, I just have a short closing address.
Sure.
So I would like to first of all to thank the local organizing committee for the virtual hospitality. Fortunately, I was able to enjoy it in person last year. But in any case, I must acknowledge that the successful conference. The figures are really exciting. 500 participants with an average attendance of 150 participants to live sessions, more than 400 papers accepted with more than 300 oral presentations. So these preliminary figures are indeed remarkable and prove that our Polish colleagues were able to quickly rearrange the conference format and surmount the difficulties imposed by the boundary conditions that were particularly hostile and unfavorable. You certainly know that 2020 was a leap year that is expected to be unlucky according to superstitious. But nevertheless, our Polish colleagues were able to accept this challenge, fighting against all the adverse events. In a few words, I can say that everything flowed very smoothly, let's say in a laminar regime. That is an important result for a community of hydraulic engineers. Congratulations. One of the main goals of this event was also to stimulate professional discussions and collaborations among all the young peoples with friendly connections and cultural exchange. I hope that during the past 3 days, this target was effectively achieved. On behalf of the leadership team of the European Division, I want to express the convincement that the activities of our community will expand in the near future, based on the great support of the young professionals that are very motivated. We definitely trust on their precious contribution. Let me close my short speech by wishing all the best, good work to the local organizing committee, Professor Stamu and his colleagues, for the 7th IAHR Europe Congress to be held in Greece next year on early September. So we must be optimistic. Do zobaczenia w Atenach. Ta leme in Athena. I'll see you all in Athens.
Thank you. That was wonderful. Thank you very much, signori.
Grazie, grazie a voi.
Grazie tante. And so we hope to be able to meet Professor Gisoni in Greece very soon. and that it really is the great next destination. However, I'd like us to hear from our executive director from IAHR, and that's Mr. Tom Su. I believe he is on the line. Hello, Mr. Su. I can see you, and I wonder if I can hear you. We're working on the sound, but don't worry, it's probably our fault. And you're fine.
Here we go. I
Yay.
think my sound must be...
Oh, so it was your fault.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm connected.
Yeah. Where are you connecting from, actually? Which city?
I'm connecting from Madrid in Spain, actually. And behind me you can see a photo of a dam near the south of Spain, near Malaga.
Oh, but you mean the picture that you have behind you?
Yeah, the picture behind me, yeah.
Okay. What's the weather like in Spain?
I have the sunny but a little bit cloudy. I can see by the window just here, but it's actually not very cold, not at the moment.
Warsaw is very sunny, but it's probably the last day of strong winter. We're expecting some rain, and we will probably have to forget about the snow and the mountains and skiing. But I hope that Madrid is doing just fine. And I wonder what your thoughts, Mr. Su, are on the Congress that we're just about to finish.
Yes, thank you very much. I've been very impressed by the organization of the Congress. It's actually, as far as I can tell, very impressive statistics and very impressive numbers, actually. And I think it's been building upon the successes of all of the previous IAHR Europe Congresses to become probably one of the most successful, if not the most successful in terms of attendance. So very impressed with the organization, despite the difficulties of this COVID pandemic that we're all living under. Congratulations to the organizers and the participants, of course.
Wonderful. Is there a particular moment or presentation that you really liked in the Congress, or something that you will take from this event?
Yes, I think the excellent ability to bring together the various stakeholders, so the various multidisciplinary stakeholders that contributed to the Congress, the practitioner side. I'm very impressed to see local authorities and mayors are participating in the Congress, because as our hosts, Professor Pavel and Thomas, explained, if we are to face these hydro-environmental challenges coming to the future, we must have this multi-sectoral and multidisciplinary approach. So this is fantastic to see. And it's fantastic also to see that we're making the connections across Europe, from Warsaw to Madrid, where I am, to Italy, where Corrado is, and to Athens, where the next Congress will be.
And I wonder, Mr. Su, if you see awareness growing of how important hydro environment is. And so my question has to do with IAHR being more and more successful with just connecting the dots and connecting the people.
Yes, of course, this is one of our main missions, to provide a platform that will be able to connect the various different disciplines across the hydro environment community, the engineers, the researchers, the scientists, the practitioners, the young people. And one thing perhaps we haven't mentioned as well, we have a focus on gender diversity as well. So all of these different matters we want to bring to the fore when it comes to responding to the challenges that we all face. In particular, I make note of the new paradigm of development, which is going well beyond the traditional silo approaches, the traditional approaches of hydraulic engineering unto itself and hydraulic structures unto itself, and also connecting to the environment. So eco-hydraulics, eco-hydrology, and these other matters, so that we have a system-wide approach.
Okay, and last but not least, are you going to Athens?
Yes, I certainly hope so. I've, unlike some of my colleagues, I've not yet been to Athens. I've been living in Europe now for near on 20 years, and I've visited most European countries. But I've not yet been to Athens, so I'm very, very happy to be able to do that. One thing I would like to note that, though, is in the moving to Athens and even beyond, I would like to make a note on the coming 3 to 4 year horizon for IAHR in Europe is actually quite exciting. I feel that we need to connect the dots to continue our good work, for all of us to continue our good work. So the Congress over the last week has brought together some amazing outcomes and results. And there is a pipeline of European focused events I really feel there is a need to bring everybody together. So I would like to note that in July, 5 to 7 July this year, there will be an online forum by IAHR. It brings together all of our technical communities and working groups. It's free, so please manifest your interest to participate or contribute. And next year, there will be the World Congress of IAHR, which is our flagship event, global event. It happens to be in Spain, in Europe, in Granada, in June. So we want to build on the momentum from this week towards those events. As our colleagues from Athens explained, 3 months later, next year, there will be the Athens 7th IAHR Europe Congress. And then the following year, in 2023, there will be the World Congress again held in Europe in Vienna. So we can see this pipeline of possibilities and platforms for us to work together. And I'd really like to emphasize the fact that if we want to have kind of impactful and meaningful ways of approaching the European and global water problems, this is one way that we can all work together to do that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Director. I appreciate it, and I hope you stay tuned for the very last statements of today, because we're about to hear from Professors Okruszko and Professor Rowiński. We'll start with Professor Okruszko and
Before I do that,
sorry.
Before that happens, could I please
sure.
have the opportunity to thank, from the bottom of my heart, the organisers. I would like to especially thank the City of Warsaw for hosting this, but unfortunately from COVID I couldn't come, and many of us couldn't come. Thank you for sharing a glimpse of the videos of your city and your country. I hope we can all come there. I would like to specifically also thank the 3 organisations, the Institute of Geophysics, the Warsaw University of Life Sciences, and the Polish Academy of Sciences. I'd like to congratulate all of the winners, and particularly I'd like to thank the participants for coming. And on the final note, I'd like to thank especially Pavel and Thomas for organising a fantastic congress, the programme and organising committees, as well as the staff and the European division. So thank you very much, and for giving me a few more minutes to express my thanks.
Very appreciated.
Thank you.
And so, Professor Okruszko, I wonder about the numbers of the Congress.
Few numbers are coming as we are approaching the very end of our conference. You have heard about 500 participants who are registered to our Congress. With the help of our colleagues from Nobel company who provided all these services, we were trying to make small visualization of that. So 490, as you see, that was the exact number. And if it was a family photo, that would look bit like this what you have on the back screen, where we have a small pictures of close to 500 people.
That's quite a family.
Yeah, it's quite a big family. Then the family comes from 52 countries. 52 countries, and the biggest presence from Poland, which is not surprising, 107 people. Second, with 57, Italy, United Kingdom 30, and Spain 27. So also shows the variety of countries and professionals coming to our Congress. We had 6 keynotes with live stream from Warsaw, 56 sessions. Which allow us to show 305 oral and 120 posters presentation pre-recorded. I will come to that in a moment. I think what was special and nice surprise for Paweł and myself, we got these 13 live meetings for the special session. That comes as a spontaneous action of some of the chairs. We made a room, we made time slots, but it was up to you to make it. So bowing to all of you who made this effort. Average participation was between 50 to 70 people on such a meetings. Great job, and I would say added value of what we have done. So talking more about numbers, so Big Brother is watching. No, maybe we are a small brother comparing what Big Brother knows about us. In average, there were between 100 to 200 participants on the live sessions. Those 2 open sessions, beginning and end, was close to 300. Some people thought it means that Paweł and myself have a big families, but that was what we achieved. Then what I am extremely proud of, as we were trying to see on visiting of the platform on this right side, there were 20,000 unique visits, which means close to 20,000 visits to the poster and oral session, and as we counted, in average participant was between 35 to 40 times in the places where she or he can look, watch, discuss the pre-recorded session. So in fact, also there was quite big difference between, especially on the posters, between few visitors to 40 or 50 visitors on the place, which is very much as in normal Congress, so that some posters people are passing by, and in some posters you see the queue of people looking and discussing around. So, this variability of sessions, the different attendance shows the real life around this virtual event. So it was already told today, but from the chair's perspective, thank you very much. That was a pleasure to see that we are talking to the camera, but afterwards checking the numbers, you got this feeling that we are not alone here in Pałac Staszica, and that we own all of you who participate in this Congress, and that's thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Professor. And Professor Rowiński will have the final thoughts.
Thank you very much. I believe almost everything has been said. So as you can imagine, just before finishing the Congress, I need to thank a number of people. And since we started the organization like 2 years ago, you can imagine there is a bunch of people that I need to acknowledge with these last words. So first of all, let me thank IAHR Europe leadership team for selecting Warsaw to organize this Congress, and IAHR Secretariat for regular support. So let me just say to Corrado and Tom, you are very helpful, and we are grateful that we could show Warsaw and Polish research community. And I hope it is not the last chance, because things changed on the way, and we couldn't bring you to Warsaw, which is really very pity. And of course, I'd like to thank all the participants who stayed with us in spite of the changes that in plans due to COVID. So I understand that people had different plans when they were aiming to come to Poland, but we all needed to change it. So let me thank you that you stayed with us. And I need to acknowledge a lot of people who did a splendid job, devoted their time, and things wouldn't happen without them. And we need to remember that a number of activities that we're planning to were just cancelled. So there are still people did their job. Let me start by thanking our excellent keynote speakers, and the job was marvelous. We got a lot of information from people around, and everybody is, they all admire fantastic keynote lectures, but also the panels. So thank you all the panelists who accompanied them, and very often they were asked to come on a very short notice. So. Of course, this is what Tomek already mentioned, but I need to admit that and to thank all session conveners, and particularly those who designed and organized their own session. It was something original within this Congress. We took it from the idea that was introduced in Trento. Just we allowed people to design their own sessions. And of course, we need to remember that these hundreds of abstracts that we had caused that we needed to review numerous papers, so hundreds of papers. So I'd like to thank all the committees and reviewers who did a splendid job. It was said a few times, but it was really excellent help for all of us. And of course, all the committees evaluated the awards and the presentations and papers for numerous awards that were given today. And I need to name a few people by name, not just by organization. So my special thanks go to Monika Kalinowska. She should celebrate it with us today, but she obviously watches us. She was co-chairing and she's co-chairing program committee, and she is of course a good spirit of the entire undertaking. And also another program committee co-chair, Michal Nons. He is with us here, sitting behind the wall, but it was huge work that you couldn't see, but he was helping us all the time. I want to mention, and you could see Michal even during this ceremony, so you know whom am I talking about. But there are some other people. I will just name Director Elżbieta Kujawska from Polish Academy of Sciences. Actually, you can show yourself to the camera. So it was not in a protocol, but you can just wave to the people. And of course, I cannot name the entire team. Thank you very, very much. Also, on the side of the Polish Academy of Sciences, I want to acknowledge numerous people in various cities, in Vienna, Brussels, and Berlin, who the heads and also the teams of our centers in those cities. It was also a very good, challenging job, because up to the end of the session we didn't know whether they could happen or not. So we were preparing plan A, B, and C, because COVID was something that we couldn't make a good plan for it. So that was our problem. Of course, I want to, and it was mentioned a few times, to acknowledge the Nobel Congressing Company that helped us, and all this technology that you could see, and all the support was just thanks to them, and I would like to particularly name two of them, Kasia and Norbert, who are behind the wall and taking care that everything should work well. But let me also mention the people who made their efforts and to prepare things that were later considered, like for example, study trips. We planned study trips, we planned master classes, training courses that never happened, but they were prepared. So I'm really grateful to all those people all over Poland, because it was organized by various universities in various parts of Poland. Of course, we also had a group of sponsors that were ready to host you here in Warsaw. Things didn't happen, but the city of Warsaw and Mazowsze Voivodeship were ready to arrange a number of events for you. Unfortunately, it couldn't happen. We had a number of other sponsors like Journal Water, but also the institutions like Institute of Geophysics. But I need to especially admit Polish Academy of Sciences, who was our main sponsoring organization here. And of course the teams of Institute of Geophysics, Warsaw University of Life Sciences and Polish Academy of Sciences. There were groups of people helping us at the event. And last but not least, I need to mention that Warsaw University of Life Sciences made the venue ready for you. And I have to say that it was done twice. So unfortunately, we needed to use this electronic means. So thank you again. It could happen that I forgot about somebody. The list was long, but I'm really grateful. Without you, this work wouldn't be possible. So both Tomek and myself and Maciek, we thank you so much, and I'm sure we'll all see in Athens very soon, and maybe firstly in Grenada. So I'm looking forward just to meet all of you. Thank you very, very much. And goodbye.
Thank you, professors.
Thank you.
And
goodbye,
dear
also.
audience, and hope to see you very soon.
The aquatic environment is the largest environment for life on our planet. Just like many other raw materials, there is no substitute for water. Meanwhile, human activities and climate change are causing the permanent degradation of the aquatic environment. Water always was and still is an indispensable element for the correct functioning of society, the economy, and the Earth's natural environment. It is also the source of dangerous cataclysms. An excess of water leads to flooding, while a lack causes drought, together with its terrible deprivation. Rivers and lakes constitute a very important ecological corridor, and intensive biological life takes place in their waters. The aquatic environment still hides many secrets and is a great challenge for science. This is why constant scientific research is crucial to understand its many processes, but also to find innovative solutions which will not only save nature, but also improve its state. The 6th IAHR Europe Congress, Hydro Environment Research and Engineering, No Frames, No Borders, originally set to be held in Warsaw, is now held online. During our sessions, we connect with the PAS scientific centers in Berlin, Brussels, and Vienna. The Congress is being organized by the Polish Academy of Sciences, the PAS Institute of Geophysics, and the Warsaw University of Life Sciences, SGGW. The issue of the aquatic environment is considered in the context of ecology, economy, and infrastructure, among others.
This is Carla from Italy, a young scientist who holds a PhD in botany. And this is Chang from China, who has just obtained a PhD in contemporary history. They're interested in pursuing a research career abroad. And here comes Pacific, the Polish Academy of Sciences Individual Fellowships, Innovation and Creativity. The programme offers 2-year postdoctoral fellowships at one of the 69 leading institutes at the Polish Academy of Sciences. Sounds interesting, but Carla's wondering what exactly the programme provides. Applicants choose one of 69 specialised institutes within the Polish Academy of Sciences. As a prestigious scientific institution with a long tradition, the PAS offers scholars access to excellent research infrastructure, including state-of-the-art laboratories, polar and field stations, libraries and botanical gardens. Moreover, the Pacific programme provides a variety of career development opportunities such as workshops, training and mentoring. But Chang doesn't know how much time he'll have to work on his project in Poland. Quite a lot, in fact. Each Pacific Fellowship lasts for 2 years. But Carla is not sure she can cover her research costs in Poland. She shouldn't be worried. The programme offers a research budget of up to €93,000 per project. OK, but will Chang be able to support himself in Poland? Of course. The programme provides fellows with a net monthly allowance of €2,500. For those who decide to come to Poland with their families, there is an additional family allowance. The Pacific programme offers 50 fellowships to researchers of any nationality working in any field of research. We are looking for scientists at the postdoctoral level. Importantly, candidates should not have resided or carried out their main activities in Poland for more than 1 year out of the 3 years prior to the called deadline. The Pacific programme is an excellent opportunity. Should you be interested, please visit the www.pacific.pan.pl website, where you will find all necessary information. The closing date for the first call is June the 30th, 2021. The deadline for the second call is December the 30th, 2021. See you in Poland.